Coolio's long struggle with drugs and a broken home never let him live a normal life. In fact, the glory of his achievements are heavily overshadowed by an addiction he tried his best to fight.
Came to terms with the fact that it's not even a good high. It's not even fun.
Despite his efforts to overcome these challenges, setbacks occurred, like that 2009 arrest for possessing crack cocaine and carrying an illegal firearm, or that time he got divorced and then returned back to drugs, which ultimately led to his untimely death at the age of 59. In this video, I'm going to show you the dark truth of how it all started and how Coolio journeyed down this troubled path. What happened to Coolio? Growing up, Coolio faced the challenges of poverty and the lures of street life. Yet, amidst adversity, he found solace in music, drawing inspiration from the funk and soul that filled the airwaves. As a teenager, he moved to Compton, where the burgeoning hip-hop scene became his refuge and his muse. He started crafting lyrics, spitting verses, and slowly carving a niche for himself in the competitive world of rap. The late 80s and early 90s were a time of explosive creativity in hip-hop, and Coolio was right in the thick of it. He cut his teeth with the group WC and the Mod Circle, showcasing his lyrical prowess. But it was his solo work that would catapult him into the limelight. However, Coolio's story is not without the very tragic end that plagues most musicians these days. Behind the curtain of fame and the veneer of success, Coolio grappled with demons that would ultimately shape the final chapters of his story. The man who once stood at the pinnacle of the music world found himself in a relentless battle with addiction, a struggle that would cast a long shadow over his personal and professional life. Coolio's private battles were a stark contrast to the public persona he had cultivated. The same creativity that fueled his rise to stardom also seemed to feed into a cycle of substance abuse that he found difficult to escape. Reports of his encounters with the law began to surface, painting a picture of a man wrestling with the pressures of maintaining his status in an industry that can be as unforgiving as it is rewarding. Legal issues punctuated Coolio's later years, including arrests related to firearms and narcotics.
Police say the gun in Coolio's bag was loaded and stolen.
The rapper was then arrested.
These incidents were not just personal setbacks. They also impacted his career, leading to canceled shows and lost opportunity. As the years progressed, the hip-hop community began to lose many of its luminaries to the scourge of addiction, particularly to opioids. Coolio's name would tragically be added to this list. On September 28, 2022, the world was shocked to learn that Coolio had been found unconscious at a friend's home in Los Angeles.
Tonight we're learning the cause of death for Grammy-winning rapper Coolio. The 59-year-old was found unresponsive at a friend's Los Angeles home last September.
Paramedics pronounced him dead at the scene, a sudden and heartbreaking end to a life that had touched so many. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office would later confirm the cause of death as a fentanyl overdose, with traces of heroin and methamphetamine also found in his system. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office eventually classified Coolio's death as accidental, noting cardiomyopathy as a significant contributing condition. Additionally, it was confirmed that the investigators found that Coolio's severe asthma and his habit of smoking cigarettes were factors in his death. The revelation sent ripples of grief and awareness about the opioid epidemic, which had claimed the lives of countless individuals across the nation. Fentanyl, a synthetic opioid far more potent than heroin, had become a silent assassin on the streets, often mixed with other drugs and leading to accidental overdoses. Coolio's death was a somber reminder of the human cost of addiction, a battle that does not discriminate by fame or fortune. The significance of his passing in the context of the opioid crisis cannot be overstated. The loss of Coolio was felt deeply within the music industry and beyond.
Coolio passed away today.
I just saw that before we walked into this room, and it's just so tragic.
Fans, fellow artists, and friends mourned the passing of a man who had been a voice for the voiceless, a storyteller who had brought the realities of street life into the global consciousness. His legacy, however, would not be defined solely by the circumstances of his death, but also by the indelible mark he left on the world of music and entertainment. But who exactly is this lyrical master we all knew and loved for the one-hit song that continues to rock the internet today? And what is it that threw Coolio into the limelight? 1995 was the year Coolio etched his name into the annals of music history. Gangsta's Paradise, a song that featured a haunting melody sampled from Stevie Wonder's Pastime Paradise, captured the zeitgeist of the era. It was a reflection of the struggles and aspirations of urban life, a narrative that resonated with millions. The song was a juggernaut, dominating the charts and becoming one of the best-selling singles of all time. But Gangsta's Paradise was more than just a hit. It was a cultural phenomenon. It was the centerpiece of the soundtrack for the film Dangerous Minds, starring Michelle Pfeiffer, which which further amplified its impact. The song's somber tones and Coolio's gritty, evocative storytelling painted a vivid picture of the complexities of inner-city existence. It was a stark departure from the glorification of gang life prevalent in much of rap at the time. Instead, it was a call to consciousness, a plea for understanding, and a stark reminder of the human cost of societal neglect. The success of Gangsta's Paradise propelled Coolio to international stardom. He became a household name, and his music was a staple on radio stations and in CD players around the world. His subsequent albums, while never quite reaching the stratospheric heights of Gangsta's Paradise, solidified his place in the hip-hop pantheon. Coolio's influence extended beyond music. He became an actor, a voice artist, and a celebrity chef, showcasing the versatility of his talents. Yet as the spotlight shone brightly on Coolio's career, shadows began to gather in his personal life. The pressures of fame, the temptations of success, and the ever-present specter of the streets that had shaped him would converge in ways that no one could have predicted. The rise of Coolio was meteoric, but the descent, as we will see, was fraught with turbulence and tragedy. As the echoes of Gangsta's Paradise reverberated through the cultural landscape, Coolio did not rest on his laurels. The rapper, whose voice had become emblematic of a generation, continued to ply his craft in the studio, determined to build on his legacy. His follow-up albums, My Soul in 1997 and Coolio.com in the early 2000s, though not replicating the monumental success of his earlier work, showcased his lyrical dexterity and his willingness to experiment with new sounds and themes. Coolio's artistry was not confined to the realm of music. He expanded his horizons into television and film, leveraging his fame to secure roles that highlighted his charismatic personality. He appeared in various television shows, including the hit series The Nanny and Charm, and lent his voice to the children's show The Adventures of Pete and Pete, showcasing a versatility that endeared him to a new audience. The rapper also made his mark on the silver screen with roles in movies like Space Jam, where he performed alongside a cast that included basketball legend Michael Jordan and the beloved Looney Tunes character. As the hip-hop landscape evolved, Coolio sought to maintain his relevance in an industry that was rapidly changing. He embraced the digital age, engaging with fans through social media and online platforms. His presence on reality television, including Celebrity Big Brother and Celebrity Cook-Off, kept him in the public eye and introduced him to a new generation of viewers. Coolio's efforts to stay connected with his audience were not limited to the screen. He published a cookbook titled Cookin' with Coolio, which featured his recipes and cooking tips, adding the title of Ghetto Gourmet to his eclectic resume. His passion for food and his unique take on culinary arts was yet another layer to the multifaceted persona he had cultivated over the years. Despite the shifting tides of musical trends, Coolio remained a respected figure in the hip-hop community. He continued to perform live, touring internationally, and reminding fans of the raw talent and energy that propelled him to fame. His music, a blend of sharp social commentary and infectious beats, continued to resonate, and his influence on the genre was undeniable. Coolio's journey through the entertainment industry was a reflection of his resilience and his commitment to his craft. From the heights of chart-topping success to the ventures into television, film, and beyond, he navigated the complexities of fame with a sense of purpose. His ability to adapt, to reinvent himself, and to connect with audiences across different mediums was a testament to his enduring appeal. The hip-hop legend. When the beat drops in the world of hip-hop, legends are born. Among them, one artist stands out, a maestro of rhyme whose voice echoed from the streets of Compton to the corners of the globe. This is the story of artist Leon Ivy Jr., known to the world as Coolio, the man who brought us the anthem Gangsta's Paradise. His journey from a troubled youth to a Grammy-winning icon is a testament to the transformative power of music. Coolio didn't just make hits, he shaped an era, leaving an indelible mark on the tapestry of hip-hop. Born on August 1st, 1963, in the steel town of Monessen, Pennsylvania, his journey to hip-hop royalty was fraught with challenges that shaped the artist he would become. Coolio's early life was a tale of two cities. After his parents' divorce, his mother, seeking a fresh start, uprooted the family to the sun-soaked yet turbulent streets of Compton, California. It was a world away from Monessen, a place where the crack epidemic cast a long shadow and gangs claimed the streets as their own. Despite the chaos that surrounded him, young artists found solace in the rhythms of everyday life. His mother's resilience in the face of adversity, the hours spent playing board games, and the solace found within the walls of his local library, where books became his escape, his education, and his inspiration. As a teenager, Coolio's charisma and talent began to shine. He earned the nickname Coolio Iglesias for his smooth delivery, a playful homage to the romantic ballads of Julio Iglesias. But the streets of Compton were unforgiving, and Coolio's path was not without missteps. A weapon brought to school led to an arrest, and a charge of larceny landed him behind bars. The city's descent into the crack epidemic of the 1980s threatened to claim him too, but Coolio was not one to be ensnared by the streets for long. A stint living with his father in San Jose brought a turning point. Christianity, a job with the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, and a determination to leave drugs behind marked the beginning of a new chapter. He attended Compton Community College, served in a volunteer fire department, and worked security at Los Angeles International Airport. But the rhythm and rhyme of hip-hop called to him, a call he was destined to answer. In 1987, Coolio stepped into the studio to record his first single, What You Gonna Do? It was the first ripple of what would become a tidal wave in the music industry. By 1991, he had joined forces with WC and the Mod Circle, contributing to their debut album, and marking his entry into the world of gangsta rap. The stage was set, the mic was hot, and Coolio was ready to take on the world. Little did he know his voice would soon resonate across the globe, and his story would become the stuff of hip-hop legend. As the 90s dawned, a new voice was about to send shockwaves through the hip-hop world. Coolio, with his laid-back demeanor and sharp lyrical prowess, was on the brink of something monumental. The year 1994 saw the release of his debut solo album, It Takes a Thief, a project that would catapult him from the underground rap scene to mainstream stardom. The album's lead single, Fantastic Voyage, a groove-laden track with an infectious hook, received heavy rotation on MTV and soared to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was a hit that resonated with fans across the nation, a feel-good anthem that brought the West Coast sound to the forefront of the music industry. But it was the following year, 1995, that would define Coolio's legacy. For the soundtrack of the film Dangerous Minds, he crafted a song that would become a hip-hop milestone. Gangsta's Paradise, featuring the soulful tones of R&B singer LV, was a stark reflection of street life, a narrative that captured the struggle and the hope of a generation. The song was an instant classic, topping the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 consecutive weeks and becoming the #1 single of 1995 across all genres in the United States. Its global impact was undeniable, reaching the summit of charts in the United Kingdom, Ireland, France, Germany, Italy, Sweden, Austria, Netherlands, Norway, Switzerland, Australia, and New Zealand. Gangsta's Paradise wasn't just a hit, it was the second best-selling single of 1995 in the UK and sparked conversations about the realities of inner-city life. The song's haunting melody, an interpolation of Stevie Wonder's Pastime Paradise, and its poignant lyrics struck a chord with listeners worldwide. The accolades poured in.
And the Grammy goes to... Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise.
At the 1996 Grammy Awards, Coolio took home the trophy for Best Rap Solo Performance, a testament to the song's profound influence. Yet, Gangsta's Paradise was not without controversy. A dispute with comedy musician Weird Al Yankovic over his parody Amish Paradise made headlines, but it did little to diminish the song's impact. The success of Gangsta's Paradise prompted Coolio to include it on his next album, making it the title track. The album, released in 1995, achieved double platinum status, selling over 2 million copies in the United States alone. It housed other major hits like 1, 2, 3, 4, Something New, and Too Hot, further cementing Coolio's place in hip-hop history. Coolio's rise to fame with Gangsta's Paradise was more than a personal triumph. It was a pivotal moment for hip-hop culture. The song's crossover appeal brought the genre to a wider audience, challenging perceptions and showcasing the storytelling power of rap. Coolio had not only climbed the charts, but it also elevated the art form, leaving an indelible mark on the cultural landscape. Coolio's journey through the music industry was a roller coaster of highs and lows, but his influence never waned. As the new millennium approached, the rap icon explored new horizons, proving that his talents extended far beyond the microphone. The late 1990s and early 2000s saw Coolio expand his repertoire into the world of television. His charismatic presence and unique flair made him a natural fit for the small screen. In 1996, he made a memorable guest appearance on the hit show Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and later he would transform transform into a rapper for Maxwell Sheffield's new rap musical on an episode of The Nanny in 1998. But Coolio's television career wasn't limited to guest spots. In 2008, he starred in Coolio's Rules, a reality TV show that offered a glimpse into his life as a single father. His foray into reality television continued with appearances on Celebrity Big Brother and Rachel vs. Guy Celebrity Cook-Off, where he showcased his culinary skills and larger-than-life personality. Coolio's love for cooking wasn't just for show. He launched a web series, Cooking with Coolio, and published a cookbook blending his passion for food with his signature style. His recipes were as inventive and flavorful as his lyrics, and fans embraced this new side of the artist. Despite his ventures into television and cooking, music remained at the heart of Coolio's career. He continued to release albums, though they didn't achieve the same commercial success as his earlier work. Tracks like Gangsta Walk, featuring Snoop Dogg, kept him in the public eye and reminded fans of his enduring talent. Coolio's influence on the music industry was undeniable. He was a pioneer of West Coast hip-hop, a Grammy Award winner, and a global superstar whose music transcended cultural and national boundaries. His legacy was not just in the records he sold, but in the barriers he broke and the conversations he sparked. Gangsta's Paradise. Coolio revealed the profound and almost mystical experience of creating his iconic song, Gangsta's Paradise. He explains that, unlike other songs where he might have actively chosen the subject or the lyrics, this song felt like it came to him fully formed, as if it had its own life and was simply seeking the right person to express it.
I didn't really write Gangsta Paradise. Gangsta Paradise wrote me.
Coolio describes how the song didn't require the usual process of writing with a pen. Instead, it was as if he already knew the words.
The only song I've ever written where I never picked up my pen. I wrote it as if I already knew it.
He felt like a mere vessel, chosen by the song itself to bring it into the world. This creative experience was so intense and immediate that as soon as he heard the music, the lyrics began to flow from him spontaneously, starting with the iconic opening line. Coolio views this not just as a moment of inspiration, but as a type of divine intervention, a spiritual moment where he was captured by the song's essence and allowed to channel it into existence. Born in the steel town of Monessen, Pennsylvania, artist Leon Ivey Jr., who would later become known as Coolio, entered the world on the 1st of August, 1963. His early years were marked by a move that would set the stage for his future. At the tender age of 8, his family relocated to Compton, California, a place synonymous with both the birth of West Coast hip-hop and the harsh realities of gang life. In Compton, Coolio's mother played a pivotal role in shaping his intellectual growth. She encouraged him to immerse himself in books, fostering a love for reading that would become his refuge. The local library became his sanctuary, a place where he could escape the tumultuous environment of the streets. It was here that Coolio's mind expanded, his vocabulary flourished, and his understanding of the world deepened. Coolio's intellectual curiosity was evident early on, as he excelled in school, skipping from 5th to 7th grade due to his advanced ability. However, the stability of his home life began to crumble when his mother and stepfather divorced. The ensuing financial strain and his mother's battle with alcoholism thrust Coolio into an adolescence where the structure he once knew gave way to the chaos of the streets. It was during these formative years that Coolio found solace in the burgeoning hip-hop scene. The genre's raw expression and powerful narratives resonated with him, and the music of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, particularly the flow of Mel Mel, captivated his imagination. As the sun set on Coolio's childhood, the streets of Compton beckoned with a siren's call, luring him into a world far removed from the intellectual pursuits of his youth. The dissolution of his family's stability left a void that the camaraderie of the streets seemed to fill. By the age of 15, Coolio was not only a fixture on the streets, but also a budding artist, rhyming and reflecting on the life he was living. His talent for words turned from academic accolades to crafting verses, but his involvement in the criminal lifestyle overshadowed his creative aspirations. The allure of fast money and the grip of addiction saw Coolio carrying a gun to school and succumbing to the vice of crack cocaine. The inevitable consequence of this path came to a head when Coolio, at 17, was implicated in a theft that led to his incarceration. Behind bars, he celebrated his 18th birthday, a sobering milestone that served as a stark reminder of the life he had chosen. It was within the confines of a cell that Coolio confronted the reality of his situation. He vowed to never return to prison, recognizing that if he continued on this trajectory, it would lead to his demise. Upon his release, Coolio sought redemption and a fresh start. He moved to San Jose to live with his father, a decision that marked the beginning of his transformation. Trading the chaos of the streets for the structure of a a job, Coolio found employment with the fire department. Though he claimed not to be seeking a career, the discipline of firefighting training provided him with the routine and focus he desperately needed to distance himself from his past. The death of Coolio's mother in 1987 was a pivotal moment that galvanized his commitment to music. He channeled his grief into his art, releasing his first single, What You Gonna Do, that same year. His talent did not go unnoticed, and by 1991, Coolio had joined the group WC and the Mod Circle, contributing to their debut album and gaining exposure. As Coolio's reputation in the Los Angeles music scene grew, so did the interest from record labels. In 1994, he signed with Tommy Boy Records, setting the stage for the release of his debut album, It Takes a Thief, and the emergence of his first major hit, Fantastic Voyage. The stage was set for Coolio's ascent in the music industry, an ascent that would soon lead to the creation of a song that would become a defining anthem of the decade. The year 1995 marked a turning point in Coolio's life and in the landscape of hip-hop music. It was the year Gangsta's Paradise was born, a song that would become synonymous with Coolio's name and leave an indelible mark on the world. The genesis of this iconic track was as serendipitous as it was profound, with Coolio describing it as a moment of divine intervention, a spiritual moment of capture. The inspiration struck when Coolio heard Stevie Wonder's Pastime Paradise. He felt an immediate connection to the melody, and the words began to flow as if they had been waiting within him, ready to be unleashed. In a burst of creativity, Coolio freestyled the opening lines, setting the tone for what would become a cultural milestone. The song was not just written, it was a living entity seeking a voice, and Coolio became its vessel. The song could not contain any profanity. Coolio obliged, rewriting the lyrics to meet Wonder's standards, a decision that would contribute to the song's universal appeal and massive success. Upon its release, Gangsta's Paradise soared to the top of the charts, dominating the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 consecutive weeks and achieving international acclaim. It resonated with audiences worldwide, earning Coolio a Grammy for Best Rap Solo Performance and cementing his place in music history. The song's music video has since amassed over 1 billion views, a testament to its enduring popularity. Coolio's career continued with other hits like 1, 2, 3, 4, Something New, and See You When You Get There, but none matched the phenomenon of Gangsta's Paradise. His influence extended beyond music, with appearances in film, television, and even a foray into the culinary arts. Yet it was his authenticity and the emotional depth of his lyrics that truly defined his legacy. Tragically, Coolio's journey came to an abrupt end on the 28th of September 2022. He was found unresponsive on the bathroom floor of a friend's house, and despite the efforts of paramedics, he was pronounced dead at the scene. The world mourned the loss of an artist who had not only captured lightning in a bottle with Gangsta's Paradise, but had also used his platform to reflect the realities of life in a way that few others could. Enjoyed the video? Crave more excitement? Stay tuned by clicking on any of the cards on your screen right now for more thrilling content. See you next time.